Hello dear students, today we will be studying verb, which is chapter 5 of your Madhuban's grammar reader book. So what is the verb? Do you know what is verb? Have you studied in your previous class about verb? Yes, I am sure that you have studied about verb in your primary classes. Verbs are the action words. Verb plays an important role in the formation of sentence. Sentence is incomplete without a verb. Verb gives us the idea of doing something by the subject, or idea of existence, or idea of state of being. A verb always contains a subject in a sentence. Without subject, it's not possible to understand who is doing the action. For an example, Ronnie reads a book. So here Ronnie is a subject, reads verb, a book predicate. So here what action is taken place? Reading. Yes. And who is reading? Ronnie. So subject is followed by verb, that Ronnie reads a book. Now let's see the functions of verb. So verb carries the idea of action. You can see lots of examples of action on your screen, like Reena is dancing, Suman is jumping, like my elder sister is singing, etc. Verb also shows the state of being by the subject, like my aunt is a doctor, or I am a student of class 6th of Stanford. So here is, am, are the verbs which shows state of being. Now verb also shows position of a person, like I have a red fountain pen. So have is a verb here which shows the possession of pen by the subject I. Verb also shows a state in which a person or a thing is, like my car needs repairing. So needs is a verb here which is showing a state of car, that a car needs repairing. Or I knows everything in English. So knows is the state of your knowledge, that you knows in the subject of English. So knows is a verb. Now let's see the kinds of verbs. So generally, a sentence is formed by subject, verb and object. That means subject is followed by verb, but students, some sentences carry object, like Rohini is flying kite. So here verb is flying is the verb of the sentence, and it is followed by kite. So kite is a object here. But some sentences do not require to carry object, like the baby is crying. So here is crying the verb, but it doesn't carry any object. It doesn't need any object actually. So on the basis of containing objects, words are of two types: transitive verbs, which is followed by object. Intransitive verbs don't contain object. So what is the difference between transitive and intransitive verbs? Exactly, object. Transitive verbs is followed by object, and intransitive verbs don't need any object. Now let's see some example. So this is an example of transitive verb. She ate a hot dog. So she is a subject here, ate verb, and a hot dog is a object. So here ate is incomplete without a object. That what was eaten by her. So obviously a hot dog. So here this verb is followed by object, that is a hot dog. So it is a intransitive verb here. In contrast, intransitive verbs are action verbs, but unlike transitive verbs, they do not have an object receiving the action. Like I laughed, I cried, the book fell, the horse galloped, the sun set. So these verbs like laughed, cried, fell, galloped, set, these verbs don't need any object. These sentences are complete without having verb, without having object. So laughed, cried, fell, galloped, set are intransitive verb in these sentences. Now see some examples which make you clear that difference between transitive verb and intransitive verb. Like Josh and Andy played basketball in the yard. Josh pushed Andy. So these are transitive verbs, because here played need object, that what is being played, basketball. Pushed need object, who was pushed, Andy. So these are transitive verbs. Whereas Andy fell, so fell doesn't need any object, Andy fell, so fell is intransitive verb. Now students, you know verb changes its form on the basis of tenses. In past, present and future, verbs are used in different form. Let's see. In past tense, see some verbs here which changes when used in present and change when used in future. Let's see some example. Like general in present form we use listen, but in past it changes its form like listened by putting et, and in future we will use will listen. Similarly, walk change its form in past like walked, and in future it will use like will walk. Talk talked, will talk. Look looked, will look. Eat ate, will eat. Then sleep slept, will sleep. I hope it's clear to you. Now let's see some more examples. Like Rhythm works on laptop. So here it is in present form, so verb is used works, and when it will be used in past form like Rhythm worked on laptop, so it becomes worked. When it will be used in future tense, Rhythm will work on laptop, will be added with verb first form, so it will become will work. Okay, I hope you understood the topic. That's all for today. Thank you.